Imagine eating what seems like the perfect healthy snack, only to feel a harsh burning sensation creeping up your chest minutes later. GERD represents a systemic failure of the digestive barrier. When stomach acid routinely flows backward into the esophagus, causing frequent heartburn, chronic coughs, and a sour taste, it severely disrupts daily life, interrupting meals and turning sleep into a source of anxiety. Look at this comparison. On the left, we see the common assumption. Because fruits contain natural acids, people group all fruits together as triggers that must be strictly avoided. But on the right, you see the reality. Specific fruits actually perform functional roles, acting as stomach coaters or acid diluters. The idea that all fruit is dangerous is a myth. Different fruits have vastly different pH levels and chemical compositions. While some are incredibly acidic, others are naturally low in acid and rich in nutrients that gently support the digestive tract. Successfully keeping fruit in your diet means abandoning the search for a universal safe list. Instead, you have to treat your digestion as an active experiment based on how your unique mechanics respond. Relying on a blanket restriction to just stop eating fruit deprives your body of essential vitamins and fiber. Worse, it completely bypasses the underlying physical mechanics of why acid reflux happens in the first place. This matrix maps out a systematic way to evaluate your options. We are looking at the trade-off between a fruit's natural acidity level on the vertical axis and its functional digestive benefit to your stomach on the horizontal axis. If we look at the ideal low-acid, high-benefit corner, bananas land firmly in the safe zone. Their exceptionally soft texture acts as a physical cushion, coating the esophageal lining and reducing irritation on contact. Melons sit right alongside them. Watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew offer massive water content. This water actively dilutes the existing acid in your stomach, lowering the overall concentration and reducing the chance of a burn. Adding pears to this cluster completes our safe zone. Pears are packed with soluble fiber. This type of fiber regulates your digestion, keeping the entire system moving efficiently so that less upward pressure builds inside the stomach cavity. There is a trade-off here. Choosing these functional, low-acid options means you have to voluntarily step away from the intensely tart, highly flavorful fruits you might be used to snacking on. By deliberately selecting fruits rich in water and soluble fiber, you actively alter the physical environment of your stomach. You move from passively enduring symptoms to actively managing your digestion. Looking at the middle of the chart, we enter the testing zone. These borderline fruits, like apples and papaya, offer high nutritional rewards, but they carry a moderate risk of triggering symptoms if you have a sensitive system. Apples actually have a dual nature. Sweet varieties stay firmly near the safe zone and are generally well tolerated, but tart varieties push much higher up the acidity scale, making them a potential liability. Papaya is another high-reward option. It contains natural enzymes specifically geared to assist your stomach in breaking down proteins. For those who can tolerate its mild acidity, it provides excellent support after a heavy meal. Then there are the universal triggers: citrus, pineapple, and tomatoes. These contain such high natural acid content that eating them with an already inflamed esophagus is exactly like rubbing salt into an open wound. And these triggers hide in plain sight. Processed juices, pasta sauces, and everyday salad dressings are loaded with concentrated tomato and citrus acids. You have to read labels vigilantly. Incorporating the nutritional variety of these borderline fruits requires accepting the risk of a minor flare-up. It is the only practical way to map out your own highly personalized baseline for what you can handle. But the chemical makeup of your food is only half the equation. Even the safest low-acid fruit will cause a severe GERD flare-up if you ignore the physical mechanics of eating. It comes down to volume. A massive portion of food physically stretches the stomach walls outward. Because the stomach has limited space, that pressure has nowhere to go but up, forcing acid directly against the esophageal sphincter. This timeline illustrates the second mechanical rule: timing. Standard gastric emptying takes about 2 to 3 hours. If you eat right up against your bedtime, you enter a strict danger zone with a full stomach. During the day, gravity acts as your primary defense mechanism, pulling stomach contents downward. But the moment you recline in bed, that gravitational advantage flatlines, giving acid an unobstructed horizontal path back into your throat. The trade-off here is non-negotiable. You have to abandon large, satisfying fruit bowls and late-night snacks, replacing them with strictly moderate portions consumed exclusively during waking hours. Obsessing over the perfect chemical list is a waste of time if you overload your stomach's physical volume and ignore the basic laws of gravity. Realistically managing GERD demands intense self-monitoring. You have to take on the mental overhead of maintaining a detailed daily diary, tracking exactly what goes in and how your body responds hours later. For active flare-ups, follow the strict path: only bananas and melons under 1 cup, and a 3-hour fast before sleep. If symptoms settle, shift to optimization. Audit portions while slowly introducing sweet apples or pears. When you test these borderline fruits, eat them in complete isolation. By testing one variable at a time, you secure clear, unmistakable data points to build out your specific tolerance framework. The true cost of managing GERD is abandoning the false comfort of universal dietary rules. In exchange, you get the long-term, pain-free freedom of an eating strategy built specifically for your body.